when I tell you guys this is one of the best strategy out there, it's the same thing over and over and over and over again, right? Low, high, higher, low, place your fib, money. Again, higher, low, higher, high, place your fib, money. Again, place your fib, and so on and so on and so on and so on.
So it's, yeah, I feel something that's even though I know it differently, it's me. Yeah.
First things first, do you guys have any pairs you guys want me to analyze? Now is the time.
AJ.
AJ.
Yeah, AJ.
Yeah, you guys love your Japanese pairs. It's crazy. Okay, AJ, let's see what's going on, AJ. Because I'm going to, after AJ and UJ, I'm going to analyze the DXY for sure and EU. So I think we're definitely going to make a lot of money trading EU this week for sure. See AJ. And also gold too.
See that rejection on the dollar, bro?
Yeah, I see it.
It closes like that next week, and it's still shooting up.
I agree. So are you guys looking for a specific setup on AJ? Are you guys looking for a buy, for a sell? Before I analyze it. So are you guys looking for a specific setup on AJ?
AJ, I'm looking for a buy.
Looking for a buy?
I'm looking at a buy right now.
Zach, are you looking for a buy or a sell on AJ?
AJ, I haven't looked at.
You haven't looked at? Okay, Rika said he's looking for a buy, and Rika said he's looking for a buy, and I can already tell that Rika is probably on the right path, right? Because even on the monthly time frame, if you're looking at it, the market is trending up, right? Right, up, you know, this higher low, and so on and so on. Obviously, like we don't focus too much on the monthly time frame apart from putting our key levels, right? So just gonna grab my support and resistance levels. I'm gonna place one right here because here's a good support, right? Because every time the market comes to that level, rejects went up, rejects went up, reject went up, and so on, right? Then I'm going to place a resistance level right here as well, right? It's kind of like choppy a little bit, but the way I do it is the more touches you have at the line, the better, right? Because if I do place it up here, that is still a valid resistance level, but I get less touches, if that makes sense, right? So the reason I'm going to place it down here is because if I place it up here, I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But if I drag it down a little bit, right? Place it right here, right? Now I have 7, now I have 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 touches, right? So it's better that way. And then we also have a couple lines here as well. Go put one right here. So that's pretty much all you have to do in the monthly time frame, right? Because we don't be holding trades for months. There's no need for you to actually be drawing trend line or even fibs and looking for entries, right? Because that's crazy, right? So now if you go into the weekly time frame, we start from monthly, weekly, daily, H4, H1, right? Like I never go to the 30 minutes or the 5 minutes time frame because I don't scout, right? So that is the weekly time frames. As you can see, all these levels from the monthly, it's kind of the same on the weekly time frame, right? Reject, 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 went all the way up, broke above that 93.458, retested it and went all the way up again, retest, went all the way up, right? Close above 97.640. Now it's currently trending up. So I'll definitely say, like, if I was to trade AJ, I'd be looking for a buy as well, because I think Ricasa is looking for a buy. I think that's a proper setup, to be honest, because overall the market is currently trending up, right? Now we on a daily time frame. The daily time frame, that's where I take my time to analyze the market, right? Because if you get the daily trend right, there's at least 90% chance you're probably going to win the trade, right? So as long as you get the daily trend right, all you have to do is place your fib. If the market is trending up, place your fib from the higher low to the most recent higher high, and then just wait for the market to create the next structure, which is a higher low, right? So daily time frame, as you guys can see, the market is currently trending up. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in a little bit to actually get my structure right. Right, I'm going to go to insert, shape, rectangle. As you guys can see, this is the low right here, right? Let me make it a little bit smaller. Oh man, I messed this one up. I'll change it after. I think it was right here. Okay, this is the low. Then the market went all the way up to drop to give us a higher low, right? So we got the low, You got the high right here, and then the market dropped to give you a higher low, right? Then same thing again, you got the higher low, then the market went all the way up to kind of give you like a higher high right here, this level, and then the market dropped again to give you a higher low again, right? So let's say if you're looking for a buy, right? And then you see the market give you the low, the high, the higher low. So what would you do next in order for you to actually get into the trade?
You draw a fib from the last higher low,
Yeah,
all the way up to the high,
exactly.
and then get in on the retracement.
Yeah, that's all you need. Bang. Let me get rid of it. Yeah, that's really all you have to do, man. Like I said, the minute you get the trend right on the daily time frame, the only way you can lose the trade if you're not patient enough, to be honest, right? So all you gotta do is grab your fib, like Rika said, drop, you can grab it, let's say from here to there. Let's just do this one, right? Grab it from here to there. As you can see, let me zoom in real quick, right? The market respected the 1561.8%, then went all the way up to smash TP at the 0% right here, and then at minus 27% as well, right? That's pretty much all you have to do when it comes to the uptrend, right? And now let's zoom in to see where the market is currently at, right? You can do the same thing over and over and over again. Like I said, right? You got the higher high right here again, right? All this could have been like possible entries, right? Let's say if you guys were to trade AJ, right? All this could have been entries, right? From the low to the high, higher low, right? Place your fib from the most recent higher low to the most recent higher high, and you get out the 61.8 or 50% fib, right? And then you write it all the way up to the 0%, which is where the previous higher high was at, and then also minus 27%. And you do the same thing over and over again, right? Let me show you guys real quick. Insert fib, right? Place it from the most recent higher low. Dang, this thing is tweaking right now. From the most recent higher low to the most recent higher high, right? From the 100% to the 0%. And guess what, guys? The market dropped to the 61.8% again. And you go for the 0% as for TP1, which is where the previous higher high was. And then you use a minus 27% as TP2, right? When I tell you guys, the strategy is so very easy. Once you actually get the trend right on the daily time frame, the only way you can lose the trade is if you don't know how to use the fib properly, or if you're not patient enough for the market to create the next structure. That's all there is to it, right? And then you do the same thing here again, right? From the most recent higher low, right? And then the market went all the way up to create a higher high. This thing is freaking right here. And then all you have to do again, grab your fib, right? Place it from the most recent higher low all the way. Look at this guy, right? Comes to the 61.8%, 1, 2, 3 touches, and then just took off, right? You buy at the 61 and you use the 0% as TP2, which is where the previous higher high. And then guess what? It went all the way up again to smash TP2 as well, right? The minute, I'll tell you guys, man, the minute you get the trend right on the daily time frame, trust me, you're definitely going to win it. You're definitely going to win the trade, right? Unless if there's like a reversal happening, then you probably lose it. But uptrend, if you guys want as well, you can even draw your trend line, right? You grab your trend, right? This is where it's at right now, right? Touch, up, touch, up, touch, up, touch again, went all the way up, right? And you keep repeating the same thing over and over and over again, right? You get in 0% TP1, minus 27% TP2, take your money, and then you just wait for the market to drop again to give you a 61.8% fib. You get in again and just repeat the whole process until the market finally break the uptrend, right? This is where the market is currently at. Yet again, higher high, right? Right here. And then this is also like a lower high right here. Lower high right here. And that entire move was the market went past the minus 27% before it dropped. It was because of news, right? Because usually after the market goes for the minus 27%, be ready for your retracement to happen, right? Here, went all the way up. Sorry, say it again?
Because I noticed you're
Well,
Yeah, like you see it and it just kind of, it's like, looks like a hallway. With momentum going up, this, if you know what I mean, both those rectangles.
This entire thing higher high, right? So what would you do now? So this is where the market is currently at, right? So what would you do now for you to place it buy on HA? Like what would you do, right? Because you got the higher low, you got the higher high. What would you do?
so I wait for it to like the trend line.
You can, yeah, you can. I mean, if it does go for the trend line, that's definitely a possible entry. But
Bid from that rectangle just to the left of your cursor.
yeah,
To the top there.
right.
And
But what would you call this though? Higher low. Okay, you place it from here and then all the way to where? The higher high, right? So usually, like, if you see there is news, like I would definitely recommend to not. You see, this is very tricky, right? If you place it here, that's not right because the entire move was actually news, right? Just look at where the market actually stopped before it dropped, right? Because here was like a wick for the news, right? So you have to place it here, right? If you go to the H4 time frame, it will make a lot of sense. Look at that, right? You have to place it like before like the news, right? Because here was the actual stop. This one was nothing but news, right? When there's news, you cannot place the fib at the higher high because it doesn't work with the news, right? Because let's say if you do choose to place it here, guess what? Right? It's at the 78.6, right? That means the setup is not valid. Forget it. But if you do place it correctly right here, right? 61.8. Does that make sense? So the entire move right here, wick was news, right? So that means you cannot use, because think about it, we use technical analysis, right? So you cannot use technical analysis on news, if that makes sense, right? So you have to use,
but we know that like watching it.
yeah. I mean, like you can kind of tell this is news because usually the market never give you that entire wick for no reason, right?
Do you
Like
think that one to the right would also be news?
this right here.
Yeah.
Definitely, right? Look at this, right? Because the way the market moves, like slow, slow, slow and steady, right? But this year, I can guarantee that was news. This year, that was news, right? So if do not use technical analysis on news is what I'm trying to say, right? Because we're technical, because that's all we do is technical analysis, right?
Back and see if it was news.
Yeah, you can double check. And also it's easy to tell when there's news, right? You're gonna see the market creating like because this move by itself, right, is like what, how many pips? But that's like 20 pips, right? That's definitely news. There's no way you're gonna catch 20 pips off of one candlestick if that's not news. There's no way, right? Because when there's no news, right? You see how long the market gave you before. Sorry, you see how long the market took before it gave you 20 pips, right? When there's news, like catch 20 pips within like what was that? 4 hour, right? It's 20 pips, right? That's currencies. Catching 20 pips off of one candlestick, off of currency pairs, come on, that's not doable. Right? Let's be honest, right? But like you said, Zach, right? You place it from that's a proper setup, you know. I'm not sure how we missed that, to be honest, but it is what it is. It's not we can still get in on Sunday, but we definitely gotta see how much we're risking first, right? So this is the most recent higher low, like you said, right? All the way to the most recent higher high, and the market dropped to the 61.8%, right? Guess what, guys? Money. And then all you gotta do is you're gonna have to place your buy. If you place your buy at the 50%, right? Place your stop loss at the 78.6. Then all you have to do is write it all the way up to the previous structure, the previous high at the 0% for TP1, right? And then minus 27% for TP2. And that's money, guys, right? When I tell you guys, this is one of the best strategy out there. It's the same thing over and over and over and over again, right? Low, high, higher, low, place your fib, money. Again, higher, low, higher, high, place your fib, money. Again, place your fib, and so on and so on and so on and so on. And this is why the winning ratio is like 85, 90% because, you know, we're just following the trend. You know, if it's uptrend, we look for buys only. If it's a downtrend, we look for sales only. And we do not be forcing things, right? And also one thing I love about the strategy is that it's going to make you wait because, you know, you'll be looking to get in at the 50 and 61.8%. If you see the market drop to the 38.2, you're not going to get in because you know for a fact it's not ready, right? Then once you see the market drop to the 50%, that's when you can be like, okay, you know what? Let me see how the market is going to react to the 50%, right? If you see the market like fighting the 50%, give you like 1, 2, 3 touches at the 50%, then you can get it on the 50%, right? But you know, like the sweetest spot is at the 61.8%, right? Once it comes to the 61.8%, that's when you can add your actual lot size, I'd say, right? So usually I put my first entry at the 50%, second entry at the 61.8%. Then, you know, I know for a fact that 85 to 90% of the time I should win the trade, unless if the market unless if the market breaks below the structure and the trend. And guess what? Which is even, I'm not gonna say which is even better, probably take a small loss on it, but we'll be able to actually sell it very, very early, right? Because we know if the market breaks the structure in the uptrend, is definitely going to be selling. They will be looking for sales as well, right? The strategy, man, when I tell you guys, is it's money. It's very easy to use. You just gotta use the fib correctly, because if you duplicate the fib wrong, and that happens to you sometimes, many times actually, if you duplicate the fib wrong, you're gonna lose the trade, right? Because your 50% might become 61.8, your 38.2 might become 50%, and you know what I mean? So you definitely gotta place the trade right. And this is why I used the blue boxes, because it helps me to see it visually, right? And this is why I place it right, because you just have to wait for the market to give you a nice pullback. That's when you know it's a proper retracement, right? This one right here is, it's not a higher low, right? This is nothing but like noise, right? A proper higher low would be like a nice pullback to the 50 and 61.8%, right? So if you use the fib correctly, you follow the trend in market structure, you should be, and no way you shouldn't be making money every single week, right? Unless if you trade news or scalp, you know. The strategy definitely, you know, works for me, and I'm sure it works for you guys as well, right? You guys got any questions? But this is definitely a proper setup, Rika. It's definitely proper buy, right? You know, you're following the trend, right? And you're following structure, and the fib is telling you when to get in. That's all we use. Trend, structure, and fib. Nothing else, right? Nothing else. That's all we use.